to Ignite Success. I'm your host, Snowden McFall, and with me today is Brandwyn Boyle. She's Director of Marketing for Foresight Intelligence and Fleet Intelligence out of Arizona. Welcome, Brandwyn.
Thank you, Snowden. Happy to be here.
So, Brandwyn, tell us about what you do. Tell us about the company and tell me about what you do.
So the title is Director of Marketing, but I handle a lot of different things, everything from enterprise client relations to day-to-day operations and sales and marketing. But really, I'm kind of just trying to get the word out more, as we are a global company, but we are not really a household name yet since we're B2B. But we are a data company. We're a little bit different than your average telematics provider. A data company that specializes in telematics for the heavy machinery, construction, and over-the-road kind of industries. So anything that pertains to any area of mining and construction.
Terrific. And you don't use traditional advertising. How do you get the word out about what you do?
Well, we do a bunch of different things. I mean, we are very heavy into content marketing right now. We actually are working with a few micro agencies, one out of California and a couple out of the South. And really, it's just about content and getting information out there to people in our industry, because there's so much still about the telematics world that they just don't know. And so really it's more educational content than anything else. And that seems to be where we find quite a few of our prospects and customers.
Awesome. And so you have a new process or technology around COVID, is that right? Tell us about that.
Yes, you are correct. So we actually launched this just a few months ago, but it's actually two technologies we've had for years. We just combined them to make this particular solution. It's called Crew Strong. There was a press release out about it almost a month ago now, and it was in Yahoo Finance and Market Watch and Sizon and all those known platforms.
Awesome.
But
awesome.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So tell us what it does. How does it work? The technology.
So this is actually about tracking people only while they're on the job site. In other words, I know there's a lot of things out there, like I know Apple and Google have their app download, and if you've tested positive, you can let the app know, and then it'll signal people around you if you also have the app. This is a little different. This is protecting privacy rights. This doesn't require anybody to download anything or anything like that. This is simply just a Bluetooth and receiver situation where when someone is on the job site or in the building, it doesn't have to be construction per se. It lets us see everywhere they've been throughout the day, only while they're in designated areas, job sites, etc. And so let's just say a family member or they themselves are testing or have gotten a positive test result. You're able to actually see everywhere they've been over any previous length of time. And this, especially for construction, will allow companies and major conglomerates to only address the areas they have to, not to freak out 2,000 other employees or shut down job sites that don't pertain to what actually may have been affected. So it allows them to be proactive in the way of like, let's just address the areas where that person may have gone and only maybe shut down those areas or address those particular employees.
Great. So tell us about your advice for women in technology.
Keep going. Keep trying.
It's so important to have women in tech. So important. And I know a lot of women in tech. So what do you mean by keep going? Obviously, it can be challenging, right?
I mean, that's us in the world, period, regardless of industry. But
right.
in tech, especially, speak up. Don't be, if you're sitting in a room, especially if maybe you're outnumbered, let's say by the masculine energy, that's okay. You have to trust your gut. And I think women, we know that about everything, but sometimes when it comes to certain areas that have been previously male dominated, we think, I don't have anything to add, or this might not be an idea that makes sense. No, share it. I promise you what you're thinking is probably smarter than you're giving yourself credit for. Really get it out there.
Well, I think that's a really good point, because I think a lot of women don't speak up. and they hold their tongues, and it's very important at boardrooms and in conferences and important meetings that we do speak up and we put our ideas out there and make ourselves heard, because so often women get overlooked for promotions because they are not speaking up, and it's very important that they do. So thank you so much, Brandwyn, for being with us. Any last minute words or of advice or anything you'd like to share with our audience?
Just be safe, be healthy, and trust your gut in this time of crazy as well. Like if it feels right or wrong, then trust that. That's all. I just wish everybody well.
Thanks so much. It's great to have you here, and stay healthy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.